From Sputnik to Starlink, how satellites have evolved over the past 65 years. In October 1957, the Soviet Union launched the world's first satellite, Sputnik 1. It was a big deal. At the time, the US was heavily invested in beating the Soviets into space, and Sputnik 1 kicked off the space race. The satellite orbited the Earth for 3 weeks before its batteries died. But in that short time, it managed to relay radio signals between 2 points on Earth, proving that artificial satellites could be used for communication. But Sputnik was just a humble beginning. In the following decades, satellites became bigger, more capable, and more numerous. By the 1960s, several countries had launched weather satellites that could monitor hurricanes and other storms. The first images from these satellites were grainy and low resolution, but they provided valuable information that helped predict weather patterns. The 1970s saw the launch of the first communication satellites, which allowed for things like live TV broadcasts via satellite and international phone calls. These satellites were much larger than the small Sputnik and required powerful rockets to get them into orbit. By the 1980s, the number of satellites in orbit around Earth had grown to over 300. This made the once congested geostationary orbit, or GEO, a little less crowded, but still very busy. The first GPS satellite was launched in 1978, and by the end of the decade, there were over 200 commercial and government satellites in operation. The 1990s saw the launch of even more satellites for communication, navigation, and Earth observation. The Iridium satellite constellation, for example, consisted of 66 low Earth orbit, or LEO, satellites that provided global satellite communications. In the 21st century, the number of satellites in orbit has skyrocketed. As of 2023, there are over 6,000 active satellites, with many more inactive ones still circling the planet. Most of these are in low Earth orbit, which is much closer to the Earth than geostationary orbit. This allows for faster data transfer speeds and lower latency, which is important for things like satellite internet. One of the most recent and exciting developments in satellite technology is the advent of private satellite constellations. Companies like SpaceX, OneWeb, and Amazon have all launched hundreds of satellites with plans to launch thousands more. These satellites are much smaller than those in geostationary orbit, but their low Earth orbit makes up for this. The goal is to provide fast, cheap internet access to even the most remote parts of the world. But not everyone is excited about these new satellite constellations. Some astronomers worry that the bright, reflective satellites will interfere with ground-based telescopes. And there are concerns that the thousands of satellites will create a new layer of space junk. Still, the future of satellite technology is bright. With so many companies and countries investing in new space-based infrastructure, we can expect even more innovation in the years to come. Who knows? Maybe one day we lines have satellites that can beam TV signals directly into our homes or phones without the need for cables or even Wi-Fi. This has been the history of satellites in 100 seconds. If you want to see more short videos like this, stay tuned.